Hello, friends from the North America Central area. I wanted to share with you some ideas that I have been receiving from so many of you about how to gather our returning missionaries to the Savior at Institute. This is such a wonderful, low-hanging fruit that how can we embrace and help these incredible young adults feel welcomed and that they belong at Institute. Let me share with you these ideas. First of all, from Boise, Nampa, Brendan Felix shared with me just wonderful ideas about what they're doing. They have a returning missionary seminar specifically focused for these returning missionaries. Church service missionaries are in charge of it. So these senior couples that they have at the Institute are taking charge of the seminar, and they send out weekly postcards for those returning from their missions, in addition to an email with details for the Institute. And what's cool about the postcard is that parents can even see some of these details to help remind them and help them get to the Institute. This idea actually came from a priesthood leader, which I really love that idea, that they've been counseling with and receiving help from Priesthood Keys to receive direction on how to help these returning missionaries transition to Institute. And they don't expect them to stay in that class. They can go to any other class, but it's just there for them, a way to help them feel that they are needed and they belong at the Institute. Let me share with you from Idaho Falls. Mike Evans shared with me that his administrative assistant sends information to each stake president for missionaries that are coming home, and that information includes details about the Institute and a personal letter for the missionary that the stake president can deliver and give to that missionary in their release interview. So they're connected with priesthood leaders on that release interview, giving them that personal letter, which is so wonderful. Mike follows up with the personal email to the missionary on the classes and an invitation to attend. And they also sent out a list to the seminaries of these missionaries where they attended high school to invite a member of the faculty, whoever knew them, had a relationship with them, to contact and encourage them towards Institute. Again, I love this idea of getting those involved that know the returning missionary, even those that have had previous relationships with them, to help guide them and direct them towards the Institute. What wonderful ideas. Manhattan Institute in Kansas, Sterling Knapp talks about the Institute Student Council. They've had this for 27 years now, which is so cool. And they keep it functioning and they keep up on it, and they do weekly trainings or meetings, whether it's with the presidency or the Institute Council in general. And one thing they train them on, they focus on certain groups, starting with those attending the branch, and then new converts going to the branch, and then returning missionaries. And they go over this every week. So they meet every week, get reports of who's coming home, and they decide as a presidency or if there's an Institute Council member or even someone else who knows them best to go and invite them to Institute. And they said that that is such a huge way that every week they're thinking about it, they're making invitations to those returning home. And Sterling was, modest about this, but at the same time, it's such a big deal. He seeks to have relationships with all of these youth even before they go on mission, so that when they come home, they know him, they know who he is, and coming in doesn't feel foreign to them. They know that this is a huge blessing to be able to be with Sterling Knapp because they have a relationship with him. So again, this personal relationship is so key in what's allowing many of these institutes have higher percentages of returning missionaries attending Institute. One last thing, and this is the Calgary Institute. So Tony Yee shared that this is something they're trying to do. I love that this is an innovation that they are currently trying, that they want to get a class that does target specifically the needs of returning missionary. But the thing that's unique with what they're doing is through an informal survey with various RMs, which is, again, this is audience listening. They're using that as a driving force to this. Through audience listening, they found that there's little or no follow-up to their My Plan for Institute, right? The My Plan of them returning home, there's not a lot of follow-up from them going home to it. And so through the Council of Priesthood Leaders, and because this audience listening, they're going to prepare a course that focuses on topics that are directly from My Plan to help connect efforts they're already making to what's now offered at the Institute. So all of these ideas are just wonderful ways of innovating Institute, ways of connecting returning missionaries to the Institute. I hope we keep counseling together, listening to our audience, counseling with priesthood leaders, finding different ways to allow our returning missionaries to feel that they have a place of that they belong, and that the Institute is relevant to their needs and their desires now, and especially a place where they can become more converted to Jesus Christ. Thanks, everybody.